Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're doing well. Today we are going to talk about reasons why your chicken farm is not profitable, why you're not making money from your chickens, and probably you're feeling frustrated and you want to give up. But before you give up, let's see if this is why your chicken farm is not profitable. Now, reason number one is high cost of feeds. So recently, maize has become a bit scarce, especially in my country, Kenya. We don't have enough maize, we don't have enough raw materials to make our own chicken feeds. And so the prices of chicken feeds have gone really high. The government also decided to tax input for farming. And so our chicken feeds have gone really high, and all other inputs in farming, as it were. And this is affecting so many farmers. And that is why probably your chickens are not giving you any money. So what you can do is probably you supplement your chicken feeds with other readily available feeding materials. Like you can get omena, if you can get sunflower, if you can get soybeans, if you can get cottonseed cake. You can look up for materials that are going to help you make your own chicken feeds. First, that is a way of cutting down the cost. Two, you can get supplements to supplement your chicken feeds. If you're not keeping a lot of chicken, you can supplement your chicken feeds with vegetables. That's what we do. We feed them. We try as much as possible to make sure that we feed them vegetables in the afternoon to reduce the amount of feeds they eat. Also, you can ferment your chickens. I've done a video of how fermenting your chicken feeds helps you cut down your feeding cost. So that could be the reason why you're not making any money from your chicken farm. It's because the feeds are so expensive. The other thing you can do is maybe buy in bulk. Usually when you buy in bulk, you usually get a discount, and they also get to transport to your farm, so you cut down the cost of transport, and you also get a discount by buying in bulk. So I hope that helps you deal with the chicken feed problem, and so your chicken farm can start being profitable. And the other reason why your chicken farm is not profitable is diseases. Did you vaccinate your chicken? Did you buy them from a reputable hatchery? Did you hatch them yourself and then followed the whole routine of vaccination? I've done a whole video about how to vaccinate your chicken, what schedules to follow. You can go check it out. I'll link all the videos in the description box so that you can go and watch those videos. So if your chickens are not vaccinated, there are so many things that can go wrong. One, if there's a disease outbreak, your chickens are going to be attacked. And so they're not going to be profitable because one, you're going to have high mortality rate. You could also have stunted growth. Some diseases may not actually kill your chicken. They are treatable, but they're going to give you stunted growth, and your chickens, if they're stunted, they're not going to gain weight. They're not going to lay eggs, and you're going to have low profit from the chickens. So make sure that you follow the full vaccination program, especially if you're doing a lot of chicken or you're keeping your chicken in a commercial farm. Make sure you follow strictly the vaccination, because if you fail to do that, you're going to have problems with diseases, you're going to have problems with growth and milestones, and your chicken farm is not going to be profitable. The other thing is you do not keep proper records. You have a very bad farm management schedule, and so you don't know when your chickens came in, you don't know when they were vaccinated, you don't know even what age they are. So you need to be very good at your management in your chicken farm. Make sure you keep proper records so that you know when to shift from one feeding program to the other, so that when you know when your chickens are due for deworming, you know when your chickens are due for vaccination, you know when you expect your first egg, so you can do your math. So please keep proper farm records. This is going to help you know whether your farm is profitable or you're just sinking money and you're not getting anything from the farm. Records are very important. They also help you to know where to improve. They help you to know what to reduce on and what to keep up with. Especially now, if you're keeping broilers, you need to know the weight of your chickens at the market time. Because, for example, here in Kenya, usually they sell them at about 1 to 1.2 kgs at an almost fixed price. Everybody sells broilers at an almost a similar price, especially if you're selling them in bulk from the farm. So if your chickens are 2 kgs, by the time you're going to sell them, you are already making a loss. Your chickens have eaten more food, your chickens have taken more water, your chickens have taken probably more time in the farm, which means more labor has gone into that farm, but you're going to sell them at the same price, because mostly people in Kenya buy broilers per piece. So make sure you maintain that weight, so that if you're selling per piece, you're not selling a 2 kilograms broiler the same price another farmer is selling a 1.3 kilograms broiler. If you're keeping 20 broilers, that may not look like big, but if you're keeping 1,000 of them, that's a lot of feeds, that's a lot of time, that's a lot of resources that goes to waste. But if you sell your chicken in kgs, then it's fine. They can keep longer, because the more weight they gain, the more money you earn. But you also do your balancing, and it will tell you which one is more profitable. Is it selling per piece or selling packages? For me, if you are selling packages, it's more advisable for you to sell it in pieces. Sell chicken breasts separately, sell legs separately, sell gizzards separately. That makes more money. Yeah, so that way your chicken farm is going to be a little bit more profitable, as opposed to if you just sell them per piece. Okay, so the other reason why your chicken farm is not profitable is you did not observe the right spacing for your chicken. You have an inefficient chicken coop, you have an inefficient way of keeping your chickens. Either your chickens are too crowded or they are too spaced. So you have a house that can accommodate 1,000 chickens and you're just keeping 50 chickens. So you're not doing an efficient farm practice. You are not using your resources efficiently, and no, you're not making any money from the farm. And remember, if your farm is about, let's say, 2,000 or 1,000 chickens, and you're keeping 50 chickens, you're wasting so much resources. You're wasting space, you're wasting labor, because the person feeding the chicken could probably feed a bit more if they were there, but you've kept very few of them in a very big space. So they even waste food, because they have space now to scratch, throw away food. There's no competition of eating the food. So they have so much to waste, and you also are so much to waste. So make sure that your farm is efficient. You make sure your chicken house is efficient. You're not having any food waste, you're not having any water waste, you're not also having any labor waste. For example, the chicken coop we shared in our chicken coop video is very efficient. You do not need any labor, because okay, you do need labor, but you don't need a lot of labor to manage that chicken farm, because it's very labor efficient, it's very feed efficient, there is no food waste. It's also very space efficient, so you're not wasting any space, and you're making maximum use of space, food, and labor, and so you're maximizing your production, and you will maximize your profit. There are other things that you can do to maximize your production. The more you keep, the easier it is to treat, because actually, even the vaccines, they come in doses of 100. So if you have 20 chicken and you're buying vaccines in doses of 100, you're wasting that vaccine. So make sure that your farming practices are very efficient. Make sure you make maximum use of whatever resources you have, so that your chicken farm is profitable. I do know that some of you ask, can't I start small and then grow? Can't I? Yes, you can start small, but don't always remain there. If you have resources that you've already invested in your chicken farm, make sure you're using them maximally, so that you're not making any losses and no money is leaking out of your farm. The other reason why your chicken farm is not profitable is competition. Ideally, like one thing that is very peculiar in my country is everybody does the same thing. So comes up chicken keeping, and everyone wants to keep chicken. So when we are going to the market, breeders are flooded in the chicken. So quickly people depart from that, and then there's eggs. We get competition. So competition is one of the factors why your chicken farm may not be very profitable. Also, there's competition from cheap imports. In Kenya, we always import a lot of things. We couldn't be importing eggs even from our neighboring countries, and the farmers are not making enough money from their eggs, because again, feeds in Kenya are more expensive than feeds in our neighboring countries. So you end up having very cheap eggs, maybe from Uganda or Tanzania. And then what that means is you cannot compete with the prices in the market, because you've spent so much money to feed your chicken, and you need to sell an egg at 15 shillings for you to make a profit, and another person brings eggs at 10 shillings. and so you cannot make money from that farm. So ideally what you do is to diversify, look at something else to do, look at some other way to earn money from your chicken farm. I've done a whole video, I've done a complete video on ways you can make money from your chicken farm apart from just selling eggs and chicken. There are so many ways you can do that. So make sure you check that video in the description box. Go watch that video. It's going to help you a lot to see how you can diversify, because let's say now you've already kept your layers and you have eggs and this competition. What are you going to do? Also get very creative at who you're selling to and where you're selling. Get bulk orders. They're going to help you, and get places to supply like schools, because you are consistently supplying, you can get a good price. Get hotels. That is going to help you at least predict how much you could make from your chicken farm. And as I said earlier, make sure you buy your farm inputs in bulk. Make sure you cut down your labor if you can. Look at places where you can reduce your expenses, so that you make sure you're beating your competition. Because again, competition is real. It will always be there. You start a chicken farm, your neighbor starts a chicken farm, but it's not a bad thing. It helps all of us to grow. It helps all of us to be creative. But if you don't check competition, if you don't check how many more farmers are doing chicken in your area, if you don't check how much eggs are costing in the market, and compare with your input, then you're going to suffer, because your competitors are going to beat you at the market with their price. So make sure you are on top of all those things. Do not assume them. Just say, because now I have kept my chickens, I've followed all the rules, they must buy my chicken at this price. It's not as practical or as easy as it seems to be, and you have to be on top of your market. As I always say in business, when you're starting any business that you want to start, make sure you know the end to end. You know from production all the way to the market. You understand the whole supply chain. You understand your seasons well. You understand who is going to buy your chickens or your eggs and how much they are willing to pay for it. So be sure to check out all those things. So the other reason why your farm is not making any money is you stick to one thing. You've refused to diversify. So please try and diversify your income. So if you're keeping chickens, you can look at other things that you can keep. You can keep ducks, you can keep turkeys, you can keep ornamental birds, you could keep quails, you could keep other birds alongside your chicken, so that at least when you are trying to diversify, you're trying to go to the market, you have more than one thing to offer. You're not just offering meat. You're offering meat, you're offering eggs, you're offering manure, you're offering chicken pieces, you're offering chicks. We talked about all those in the video of how to make more money from your poultry farm. So make sure you diversify from just offering one product. I know there's the advantages of specializing in your product, but sometimes the market doesn't go as expected and you could make a loss. So be sure to be ready, to be informed, and you've done your research on what you can diversify into, so that when you're hit by either competition or diseases or something else, you have a fallback plan. So make sure you diversify. So why else is your chicken farm not making profit? Your chicken house is not efficient. We've talked about mistakes you make when building your chicken house. That video also, we are going to link all those videos. But if your chickens are not receiving enough aeration, your chickens are not receiving enough sunlight, your chickens are not getting enough feed or enough water, because your chicken coop is the wrong one or is not well built, then you're not going to make any profit. And that's why we always in this channel try to help you by giving you a chicken plan, a chicken house plan, where you can build an efficient chicken house. It's 2-story, maximizes on space, maximizes on labor, and it's very hygienic. So you're going to keep away all the diseases that are caused by lack of hygiene. You're going to reduce your waste. You're going to maximize on your space and your labor and even on your time. And this is going to improve your income in your farm. So make sure you check out our chicken plan. I'm going to leave our number in the description and also on the screen. You can WhatsApp. Please, I beg you, please just WhatsApp. You're going to get a response and you're going to be served. And you're going to get your chicken plan and you're going to build an efficient chicken house, and you're going to make profit from your farm. So this year we hope you don't make any losses from your farm. This year you're going to make it in your farm, and I hope you put in practice all the points we've given you. And if you're a farmer who has observed something else that makes the chicken farm not profitable, please make sure you share it in the comments so that we learn from each other. Thank you so much for watching this video, and always remember, if you have a vision, add some passion. I'll see you in the next one.